Okay, so let me introduce you, Jaboozle. Welcome everybody. Welcome to this podcast. This is the Jab and Ab podcast. Name is it's a working title. Today we're going to be talking about some topics that are on my mind, and some topics that are in Jaboozle's mind, and we'll just kind of start rolling through them and kind of get you guys caught up on some of the latest developments in the mobile gaming community.
Yeah,
Jaboozle, your outfit
dude.
looks very nice.
I wanna give a little bit of background, I think, first. We both started making videos around the same time, right? Like 3 years ago, kind of.
Yeah, pretty much from the Area F2 era.
Yeah, that's how we met. In case, because I know there's gonna be some people who overlap and they subscribe to me and they also subscribe to you, but I think there might be a lot of people who don't know my relationship to you just yet. Like a lot of new people to the channel and stuff, particularly. So yeah, me and AB have known each other for like the last 3 years. We were both very, very, very small YouTubers when we started talking and just like commenting on each other's videos and stuff. And yeah, we've just basically become friends and have continued talking. We've streamed together, we've played together. I watch his streams, he'll watch my streams and things like that. So for anyone who doesn't know how I got to know AB, that's pretty much how it happened.
Yeah, it all kind of happened very organically. We were just like you said, we were basically doing the same thing. Mobile gaming. We were making Call of Duty, PUBG content. And then we kind of like overlapped when we started doing the Area F2 stuff because that stuff was blowing up. And then
Yeah.
out of all of the content creators, we were very fairly similar. And then little did I know that we probably had even more in common. Once I got to know you a little bit better, and it's like, damn, Jaboozle he's like we got so much in common. And we were both at like around similar stages of our YouTube career at that time, and we've been in touch ever since. And I consider Jaboozle one of the greatest mobile, well, not even mobile, just greatest content creators, period. And then just like a really nice and genuine guy. So if you haven't subscribed to Jaboozle, check out his videos because he's awesome.
Yeah. I appreciate it. I think the same of you, man. I think the same of you. I genuinely think like you're one of the most like when it comes to content creation, I feel like you're one of the most natural at it. Like you're naturally entertaining, you're naturally funny. It doesn't come off as like this sort of, the fake YouTube energy voice sort of thing. Like it
Nah.
just feels natural. And I'm telling you, that's why you have such a dedicated community, because it just comes off very genuine. Whereas like I watch some of these other streamers and it's like nothing against them or anything, but you can tell that, it's kind of a persona, it's kind of a character that they put on when they press record, but that doesn't
Right.
come across, it doesn't come across like that with you. And I think that's one of the reasons why you're super super underrated.
Nah, man. It's all an act. I'll let you know right now
That's a
that it's all an act, bro.
that's no,
I'm
no, no. That's
acting.
another that's another thing that you guys will learn about AB is he's very humble, and it's hard for him to accept compliments. I've given him tons of compliments and it's always, nah, it's you, man, you're the best. All this stuff. But no, you're genuinely one of like the best mobile gaming content creators out right now. And yeah, dude.
Oh man, bro. Yeah, no, I think very highly of you, broski. And I thank you so much for everything. Every time you shouted me out or you supported the videos and everything, it means so much, man. And I'm happy for your success, dude. You're like what 20? You're on the road to 25K. You're like at
Yeah.
what, over 3 million total views on the channel. Like, dude, you're doing amazing, bro. And yeah, we support you 100% all the way. You're the best, bro.
I appreciate it, dude. Likewise, likewise.
A couple topics that I wanted to get going on. Um, by the way, me and Jab haven't talked about what we're gonna talk about. We just have topics to talk about. One thing that I've been kind of noticing in the mobile gaming space is at the beginning of the year, things started to seem a little bleak. Some games were getting canceled. Warzone Mobile had gotten delayed. There were rumors of Warzone Mobile releasing like Q1 of 2023. Didn't happen. Battlefield Mobile got canceled, and then eventually Apex Legends got canceled. But it seems like there is kind of like a resurgence. Like the mobile gaming landscape isn't as bleak as it seemed like it was going to be, and there's a bunch of games out right now. And do you think those games are like, are we, is mobile gaming in a good space right now? Like we have games like Undawn, games like Arena Breakout. You know, the PUBG scene is still alive. Call of Duty Mobile is still alive. Some people are still playing, or have access to Warzone Mobile. Is there enough substance right now? Like, is mobile gaming in a good space in your opinion, Jaboozle?
Yeah, I think so. I think there's enough games and like enough content out right now that you can still have a lot of fun playing mobile games and stuff. There's still things to look forward to as well. You know, we just had the beta test for like Project Bloodstrike and Rainbow Six Mobile and stuff. I know there's like some gameplay going around about that Assassin's Creed mobile game too. And so there's definitely still a lot of things like in the works and things that, you know, are coming out eventually. Um that being said, though, it definitely felt like a pretty big hit when like Apex and Battlefield shut down. The Rogue Company mobile game, they've been like quiet for I don't even know how long at this point. It's been months and months. I think they like minimized their team to like pretty much no one. So it's pretty much all but confirmed to be canceled too.
That
So
the Rogue Company game is basically canceled.
yeah, it apparently from what I've read and what I've seen, the company that like the publisher, I guess, I don't know, they've
Uh oh. Uh oh. Danger. 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 Sorry, guys. My dogs are going wild.
oh my god.
Oh my god. Sorry. Dogs. Hey,
No, no
shush.
worries, no worries.
Okay, shut up. Animals. Sorry about that.
No worries, that was funny. But yeah, basically what I read was that something about like I guess the company that owns the developers of that game, I guess they just like decided to like I don't know if they reallocated a lot of the developers to another team or something, or if they just straight up axed that team or whatever. But apparently they've got like pretty much no one working on the game right now. And they haven't made any announcements. There hasn't been any new betas or anything like that. So it seems pretty bad, especially because Hi-Res Studios, that company, they did actually announce some of their games being canceled on the Nintendo Switch.
Oh wow.
Yeah, including Rogue Company. So Rogue Company on Switch is done. I think maybe they have like a month left, and they're shutting down the
Oh
servers.
no way.
Yeah, same thing with Paladins, which is another one of their games. I think there's like rumors that Smite, which is another one of their games, I think there's rumors that that one might end up shutting down on Switch too. So, you know, all this is like happening around the same time. So it seems like they're really cutting back and just sort of getting rid of a lot of things. So I wouldn't be surprised if the mobile version is done, if I'm being honest.
It looked very far along too. I remember watching your videos and the graphics were crispy, the gameplay, the movement, everything seemed basically like a faithful recreation. It almost looked one to one from my eye to my eye, and it looked like it was like almost a complete project. That's crazy that they would cancel it. I wonder what they saw.
Yeah, it is. And like I know that a lot of people have said that it kind of flopped on PC and it kind of flopped on consoles. But I genuinely thought that mobile, if there was a platform that would, you know, that this game would succeed on, I thought it would be mobile because it's a third person shooter. Obviously, mobile gamers love third person shooters. It's very similar to like the CS:GO type format where it's 5v5. You've got that like search and destroy type gameplay and stuff. That's something that's very popular on mobile too. So I thought that would be another reason why it would pop off on mobile and stuff. So there was a lot going for it. And yeah, like you said, it did seem pretty far in development. It even had like 120 FPS modes already while it was still in like beta testing and stuff, which is something we don't really see. So I'm not sure what's the thinking on it. I'm not sure what happened or whatever, but yeah, that was one that I thought had a lot of potential, and right now it doesn't look too good.
Damn, dude. Well, yeah, that's kind of sad to see. I mean, I don't, you know, care to, I don't want to see these games get canceled or anything like that. But I mean, if they're not
Yeah.
gonna, if they don't have the right support, and if they see something in the game that's like, hey, you know what, we're not gonna end up supporting this after 3, 4 months or 6 months, or if it's not even gonna survive a year, then what's the point? So, because a lot of people, when these
Honestly, yeah.
games release, they'll spend money on it, and then what are they gonna do? Not give refunds. So it's better, probably for the best.
Yeah, it does suck that if it is canceled, obviously it's not even confirmed yet, but if it is canceled, it does suck. But at the same time, I would prefer if they just canceled it and didn't even release it if they were just going to drop it, a few months later, like they did, for example, with Apex Legends, because there's a lot of people who spend money on that game and they like straight up said, like, we're not giving refunds when we shut this game down. And so all that money that people spend on battle passes or skins or whatever, that just goes to waste.
Sorry, dude, my dogs are like acting up right now. I'm gonna
No worries.
spank them all, dude. Like literally, I'm like the most important day of my life besides my wedding, and here they go, just acting up so bad. Another game
Yeah.
that I wanted to talk about was this game called what's it? High Energy Heroes. It's the Apex Legends mobile. I don't know what they want to call it. Reskin clone.
Yeah.
Um,
That one's very interesting. I don't know. I have a feeling that game's not gonna release here.
I don't think it will either.
Yeah, like I don't really, obviously none of us know how these deals work when like Tencent works with EA to make a game and things like that. Like we don't really know who owns the original assets and who owns the code and things like that. But I would imagine that like they can't just, throw on a like fresh paint and just call it a day and just release the game anyway. Like I don't think they could really do that. So I think they would probably, be stepping on EA's toes a bit. And yeah, I don't know. It makes sense for China, of course, because they've got like no copyright issues there.
Right. They don't care what
But
the
but
hell they
but
do
in
over
terms of
there.
like North America and stuff, I don't know. I can't see it coming out.
Yeah, I don't think this will come stateside. I mean, I'm looking at some gameplay right now. I'm sharing it on the screen, and like, dude, like they just reskinned Pathfinder. You could tell that it's a Pathfinder. It's got the same silhouette. It's a robot, but it's just like a different coat of paint. I'm looking at the map layout. The map looks identical. The zip lines are identical.
Hmm.
The building design is straight out of Apex. Even the windows have like the same bars. The doors are the same. So I feel like even well, there's just too much here that still resembles Apex Legends on PC. So I don't know, you know, if EA could even step in for just like the design of things. Like this looks way
Yeah.
too similar to Apex. Like this can't be out. This reminds me of the whole Hyperfront situation. Hyperfront
Yeah.
was developed by NetEase. It was a Valorant style of game, and then the game never released stateside, even though they had a global release, it never released in the US. And people still
Yeah.
found a way to play, spent money on the game, and then once it closed down, no refunds, no nothing. Sorry, goodbye community, heartbroken. But at the end of the day, the gamers end up losing. I can see
Yeah.
something. I can see high energy heroes in the same situation here.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, there's been like a ton of situations in the last few years where games weren't even necessarily like stealing assets from a popular game, and they were still
Eu desci aqui
shut
mesmo.
down, they were still sued or whatever it might be. And yeah, we've seen it happen a bunch. We saw it with Area F2, we saw it with Hyperfront. We've seen some games sued and get in legal trouble and stuff. With like just having a likeness to a popular PC game or whatever. Mobile Legends has been sued like 2, 3 times or something like that for its likeness to League of Legends. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know if this game could release here.
I see a lot of content creators starting to jump on the high energy heroes bandwagon. They're really trying to sell this as Apex Legends 2.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, as a content creator, you got to make content on, whatever comes your way, especially if the audience wants to see it. But I don't know. I just kind of see this as more of like I don't know. It makes me feel some type of way, like super promoting this game, knowing that it's probably going to end bad.
That's the thing too, is like a lot of these content creators they complain when these games like shut down and stuff because they put so much, effort into it. And like I can commend that. I can commend wanting to like, get excited about a game and stuff like that. But at the same time, like at this point, if it's happened 3, 4 times to you, like you should know already that these games don't last. So you getting excited for it, dedicating your channel to it and stuff is not gonna end up in your favor. And then at the same time, like you just said, like getting their communities hyped for it too. They spend money on it and stuff. These games get shut down. They don't give refunds and stuff. Like it's not a good look. And yeah, I don't know. It looks great. Don't get me wrong, like I'm watching the gameplay as you're playing it here, and it looks fun. But at the same time, like I don't really see a world in which Tencent releases it as is in North America or something, and EA just accepts it. You know?
Yeah, in the U.S., there's no way. They might keep it overseas until maybe it starts generating too much money, and then EA might be like, "Hey, you guys are making way too much money off of basically Respawn's designs or whatever." But I mean, if
Yeah.
they make enough changes, we've seen Combat Master make enough changes where it kind of got out of the Activision crosshairs. So
Yeah.
I mean, there's
Yeah, like I would love nothing more for this game to be like legally fine and then it releases in North America and we can enjoy something similar to Apex Mobile again. Like I would love nothing more than for that to happen, but I definitely will not be like, this is Apex Mobile 2.0 and I'm going to, be dedicating my channel to this and grinding it and stuff because
yeah,
we've already seen this happen, 2, 3, 4, 5 times now the last few years. Like these games come out, they're hype, they shut down, and then you're left waiting another 6 months for the next big thing to come out.
exactly. Yeah, I wonder, you know, the game looks great, but yeah, part of it is, especially the bigger content creators where they try to sell it so hard, you know what I mean? Because obviously the more that they seem
Yeah,
excited and make content on games, it benefits their channel. But
for
once
sure.
once we've seen it a few times happen already, I think it's time for the audience to kind of like wake up a little bit too, and decide whether or not you wanted to support these, games or views or whatever it may be. But hopefully people start making some more informed decisions. Um, I'm not here to tell people
Yeah.
how to spend their money or whatever, but I would say be cautious because we've seen it, like you said, we've seen it happen multiple times already. So be cautious,
Yeah.
gamers.
Yeah. There's no harm in like playing it, but if you're like already thinking about like dropping money on the battle pass and things like that, like I would look at it in the same way that I would look at probably like gambling or something. Like just don't waste anything that you're, expecting to get back or don't waste anything that you can't afford to lose because chances are you're probably gonna lose that if the game ends up shutting down.
Yeah, I'm watching a clip of IMO play, and the gameplay looks great. Have you seen the most recent War in Arms gameplay or footage?
I think I saw a small like little snippet that he shared on Twitter recently, but honestly, I haven't really been paying too much attention to that game. It's taken a while. Of course, I understand game development doesn't happen overnight, but I think it's been like almost what 3, 4 years now,
Yeah,
and
it's been a long time, and I feel like Rainbow Six Mobile is probably so close to releasing, and
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's what I was about to say. Like it feels like it's around the corner. So if he's more excited for that game, I should probably be too. So I might as well get excited for that instead.
yeah, I think I got a clip here. Let me see. Where's the War in Arms footage? I think it's this right here. Yeah, it just kind of shows like some of the graphics look a little bit more updated, the repel system, the weapons, the HUD. It
Yeah, that looks
looks
clean.
it looks fine. It looks clean. It's just at what point is this going to be able to play? I think I saw Ammo tweet something about they're gearing up for an alpha test or something like that. Um, I don't know. Well, this game I feel like is going to need a lot of marketing help and a lot of IMO to kind of like start promoting this game because I feel like everybody forgot about this game.
Yeah, honestly, I don't know. It looks from what you're showing right now, like it looks cool. Like I play this game, but at the same time, like I don't think it's really on too many people's radar because you know we just haven't really seen too much from it. We haven't really heard too much of it, and at the same time, it has a direct competitor coming out like pretty soon too.
And I would assume
And
a in a sense a a better product. I think it's Rainbow Six basic. It's Rainbow Six Siege for mobile.
Yeah.
It's being developed by a bigger developer, Ubisoft, and what I've played of Rainbow Six, I mean, I haven't seen anything besides this clip of War in Arms, but Rainbow Six Mobile has just made so much headway now at this point, and
Hmm.
I just don't know if this game is gonna really. I don't know, man. I want to be optimistic for any game, anybody that's passionate with their projects and stuff, but I just don't know. This game is gonna have to have some really unique angles to kind of pull people in. I think.
Yeah, I definitely think they're gonna need more than just like a, oh, we're slightly realistic, and that's how we're different from Rainbow Six Mobile. I think it's gonna need, like you said, some unique angles to really capture people away from Rainbow Six Mobile, because it's great to have options, and especially when it comes to like CQB games, because there's so few. But at the same time, it's like they're competitors. Like no matter which way you sort of slice it, like they're competitors,
Yeah.
and there's gonna be comparisons being made. There's gonna be like, oh, this is better in War in Arms than Rainbow Six, or this is better in Rainbow Six than War in Arms and stuff. And so it's gonna need to do a lot to really draw people in from Rainbow Six Mobile. And I don't know what they have up their sleeve that's gonna accomplish that.
Yeah, good point. Yeah, wish them nothing but the best. We'll have to wait and see what more they start to show, and if they do start doing these alpha tests and whatnot. Um,
Yeah, I think I remember them saying that that alpha test was coming back in like 2021 or something. I'm surprised that just now we're headed into the alpha phase.
and so since we're covering all these games, and we were talking about there being a lot of games on the horizon and more to play now, are there what is like the let's say out of all the new games that are out, what
Mm.
game should people be the most excited about, or which game do you think has the brightest future at the moment?
Um, I think the safest option, honestly, is either COD Mobile or PUBG Mobile, because those are just, even still now, 3, 4, 5 years after they've released, they're just still getting so much content. They're still just getting, just continuous support, and I don't think that's going to change anytime soon. So, as for anything that's like currently out right now, I think it's safe to be playing those games and stuff. As for things that are coming out that are going to be new and stuff, um, I don't know. I think from what I've seen in the back end from the developers talking to some of these people and stuff, it seems like they're really going all in with Arena Breakout. Like they have so much
Yeah.
incentives for like content creators to make content and stuff, and they're doing like community challenges and things like this. So I think I'm surprised at how much it seems like they're pouring into that game. And so I think maybe that one is probably a one that you can bet on.
Yeah, Arena Breakout is probably that was the one. That's exactly the one I was thinking of. Before Breakout dropped, it kind of seemed like maybe it was gonna be like Farlight 84. It's a battle royale that's got
Hmm.
the bright, vibrant colors. It's got a competitive scene. They're holding tournaments and stuff. I really thought Farlight 84 was probably gonna like to take a strong foothold in the mobile market. But it kind of seems like Arena Breakout is like they're pouring so much like advertising, and they're just so much like content and support for the content creators that it kind of seems like they refuse to let Arena Breakout fail. Like there's just so much coming from Arena Breakout that it seems like
Yeah.
a very it seems like if you're a content creator and you're in their good graces, like you're definitely benefiting a lot right now.
Yeah, I literally just like 2 minutes ago, I got a Discord notification of like a new challenge that they're giving to the content creators, where like, if you make this video to hype up your community to participate in this challenge, we're paying X amount, for you and stuff. So there's a lot of incentives for content creators to actually make content on this game, and it's actually a good game too. It's not for everyone, for sure. It's a little bit hardcore. It's a little bit different than COD Mobile or things that people are probably playing right now. But if you're into that type of game, it's a really good game. And so yeah, it seems like they're putting in a lot for this game. Like they want it to succeed.
Yeah, I mean, me, I remember us. We tried playing it. We played it live. I believe we did. Oh, with Spry. I think we played it a couple times. Very similar to Lost
Yeah.
Light, the looter shooter genre. Not for everybody, but I think Arena Breakout probably is the best option in my from what I've seen. Just based on aesthetics and just just the AAA quality of it. It just seems like
Yeah.
yeah, definitely a game worth checking out. If anybody hasn't tried it, definitely check it out.
Yeah, I'm surprised at how accepting of it my community has actually been of it because I obviously I cover a lot of upcoming like shooters and stuff for mobile, and a lot of them, they're a lot of people have not necessarily negative things to say about them, but just they're not necessarily too hyped for it. Undawn is a great example. I thought Undawn was going to be like a really popular game for my community and stuff, but it seems like most people played it for a day and then they were kind of just like, yeah, this just feels like life after. I don't want to play it, and they kind of just moved on. And with Arena Breakout though, like my Discord, it's just people being like, who wants to team up? Oh, I just got this screenshots of like their biggest haul from a raid and stuff. And it's surprising to see like how much more support in my community specifically, Arena Breakout has gotten versus some of the other big releases like Undawn.
I haven't played on Dawn, but does that also have like PvP, features?
Yeah, from what I've seen, most of the game is PvE. But there is a PvP section, and that part of the game has actually gotten a lot of like criticism because it's kind of pay to win. There are
Mm,
like, yeah, like there are items and stuff like weapons and clothing I guess you can buy that I guess do directly affect, stats and things like that, how much damage you do and stuff, and you can buy that stuff with real money. So when it comes to PvE, of course that's not really a that big of an issue, but when you have PvP in a game where you can buy anything that gives you like an advantage over free to play players, then that's kind of like a bad quality to have, and I think
yeah,
Undawn fits that.
that could probably be why some interest has dropped. Maybe there's like some core gameplay that is really appealing, but then as soon as you introduce PV, it's pay to win features. Oh, dude, it's a wrap for me.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to play a game like that. You know.
Yeah, like I guess I don't really mind when it's like pay to save time, but you can still realistically like grind and play a game to unlock things like that. I don't really have too much of an issue with.
Right.
But when it's like straight up like you can't get this unless you spend real money, or if that grind is just too much and it's like you got to dedicate, time like this is your full-time job, or spend 5.99 and get it immediately. That's when I start to have a problem with it. And I don't know. I don't know too much about the whole PvP thing in Undawn, but from what I've heard, a lot of people are like, just stay away from it because it's dominated by people who are either playing this game like it's their full-time job, or they're just dropping money like crazy and they have the best stuff and you can't compete.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, I like it like COD Mobile, for example. It's a game that we both play and know. Like I cannot play COD Mobile for 2 weeks and then hop on and I'm fine. I can still be top of the leaderboard. I can still win games, stuff like that. Like there's nothing about COD Mobile that makes it so that like if I spend time away from the game, I'm no longer relevant in it. Like it's
Right.
a great game to just be able to play how you want it to play. And some of these games where it's like, no, you got to log in every single day. You got to put in minimum, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hours and stuff like that. That kind of stuff, I'm not really interested in.
Yeah, I saw your tweet. COD Mobile is the best mobile game of all time. Of all time. He said it, boys. It's confirmed. Give it the Jaboozle stamp of approval. Greatest game of all time. I
You know,
agree.
I I feel I feel like there's a lot of mobile gamers right now that weren't around like 5, 6, 7 years ago when the best first person shooters we had were games like Bullet Force, or
Right.
I don't even remember the other ones, but they were like none of them were even close to the level of fun and quality that
For
COD Mobile is.
sure.
And I feel like people don't remember that era of mobile gaming where it was like we just wished there was something like Call of Duty on mobile. A lot of these mobile gamers, I feel like they started with like PUBG or like COD,
Mm.
and so they don't know how bad it was before these games came out. And so yeah, I genuinely think that like COD Mobile is easily one of the best mobile games of all time. It's 100% the best like FPS game that's released on mobile, hands down. Like the ones that came before it, were just so bad quality. They were so, a lot of them were pay to win and stuff. And then COD Mobile comes out and it's just like an authentic Call of Duty experience on your phone.
Yeah.
Some of the best maps from the best eras and stuff. Like it's just no competition.
Yeah, 100%, dude. We're starting to sound like the OGs of the mobile gaming scene. Well, especially like if you've played those older games and then you just see the transition. For me, PUBG Mobile was the like, oh wow, that was my wow moment. And then when Call of
Yeah.
Duty Mobile dropped, I was like, bro, I'm done with PUBG. I still have fond memories of it, but yeah, if anybody wants to do like a mobile gaming challenge, I challenge you to go back and play some of those old first person shooter games. They're,
Yeah.
you'll
There's
probably feel dude, some of those games don't even have like customizable HUDs.
yeah, that's like the thing. Like they didn't have like customizable graphic settings, no customizable HUDs. Half the time it was like 90% bots. Uh, the graphics were terrible. It looks like all of them were made in like the Unity engine and stuff. Like it's just
But
people don't remember. They either don't remember or they weren't around during that time where like that was all we had, and all they know is COD Mobile. And so it's so easy for them to be like, this game sucks or this game prioritizes skins and stuff. And it's like, dude, it doesn't matter because the gameplay is like way, way better than what we had before it.
yeah, 100%. And how you feeling about Warzone Mobile?
Mhm.
You think it's going to be like a good successor? Or supposedly it's going to be like another pillar, right? It'll be COD Mobile side by side with Warzone Mobile. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I don't think COD Mobile is going anywhere. I think Tencent will milk this thing until there's nothing to milk. Like it's not going away. Like so for people who think like Warzone Mobile's coming out, COD Mobile's gonna, I don't think it'll happen that way. Like it's still making so much money. And so I think they'll for sure just coexist. There still will 100% be reasons to play COD Mobile over Warzone, even if they manage to really optimize and polish Warzone Mobile. Like, I'm still gonna have COD Mobile installed and stuff. Um, but yeah, I don't know how I feel about Warzone Mobile. I would have thought that at this point it would have been in a better position than it is. But honestly, it feels like it's either staying stagnant or it's getting worse. Like, I I don't know how they fixed all the issues before the supposed November launch. Like I don't know.
Yeah, I saw that people are starting to tweet out. I think one from iFerg was like Warzone Mobile releases November 10th or whatever. And it's like, damn, like
Yeah.
really? That's like in a few months. Those months are going to creep up really soon.
Yeah, realistically, it's like 4.5 months ish. And I mean, if you look at the progress they've made, like from this point to 4.5 months before, like it's not that much. It's not that much progress. It's not that much change and stuff. So realistically, I don't know how they polish this game up to be at the level of a full global release. Like I don't see it. It's just
I
it
think
seems like it seems like every time there's a new update, it's just people being like, "Look, the graphics got downgraded," or like, "Look, my phone's
yeah.
overheating now." Like it's crazy.
Yeah, and the patch notes or when the developers have to make some kind of like announcement or whatever, they'll just say things like, "Oh, it's part of our testing." But then they release an
Yeah.
update that tries to fix it, and it's like, was it really part of your testing? Like, what's going on here? Um,
Yeah, it just seems I don't know. I want this game to succeed because I do like the gameplay, like from what I've played, and I am excited for it, but at the same time it's kind of like I don't know. I don't know. It doesn't seem like it's in a good position now. I don't know how they get it into a good position in the next 4 or 5 months. And there's the whole issue with optimization too. Like if you cut out the low end device users, that's a big chunk of people to cut out. And I don't know.
yeah, yeah, I don't know. It seems like the iOS experience seems pretty dialed in. It's the Android one that's looking like to be like a big problem. Just from talking to like Alpha Bravo, the developer for Combat Master, he was telling me that optimization and working things out for Android is like the biggest struggle. He says probably the biggest struggle that he's had to do. Bug fixes, updates, everything for PC seems to be the easiest. He says Android is the hardest one. So I mean, Activision definitely has the resources to hammer it all out, but I would imagine they would be in a better spot than what they are now.
Yeah, that's the thing though too about Warzone Mobile is like even the iOS experience is suffering now. Like I have the game installed on I have an iPhone 13 Pro, so it's not the best, iOS device, but it's nowhere near a low end device. And even with that phone, man, like it's not an enjoyable experience right now. Like heats up my phone like crazy. The graphics don't look anywhere near as good as like, the performance would lead you to believe and stuff. And it just I don't know. Even the iOS experience right now is not the best. I imagine
Mm,
it's probably much better on iPads. Like to be fair, but
mm,
I haven't tried it. I have an iPad. I haven't tried it out on there. It's kind of a hassle to get Warzone on iOS in the first place.
right.
Um, so but yeah, on my iPhone 13 Pro, like I've alpha tested and beta tested a ton of different games using this phone, and Warzone Mobile is one of the more disappointing ones. Like visually, like it's not the best.
I have a feeling when they release it in November, because I'm starting to feel like they probably do have a deadline, and they're probably like, "Hey, we're just falling behind on content. Modern Warfare 3 is going to release. We're going to basically miss the entirety of Modern Warfare 2 because realistically, Modern Warfare 3
Yeah.
drops in October, November, and they've already missed an entire entry. So, from what I'm
Yeah, that
hearing,
was
yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
it's cr- no, sorry. It's crazy though. Yeah, like you're right. Like the whole reason that they were like doing that like in-person LAN event and stuff like that was to showcase like this game has cross compatibility with Modern Warfare 2 and stuff, and like we're already at the end of Modern Warfare 2's like supported life cycle, and the game still isn't out. And I think during that whole Microsoft Activision thing, I think they basically admitted that the game was supposed to come out early 2023, but they delayed it until, now basically. And yeah, it just feels kind of like late to the game.
Yeah, I have a feeling when they release it, it'll probably still be a little buggy, but they can't wait anymore. They'll probably release multiple, even after releases, they'll probably be working on bug fixes and stuff round the clock, trying to get it to like run smoother and smoother and smoother. But I have a feeling
Yeah.
that when it releases, it will not be a smooth experience, but they probably have their hands tied and they're like, they got to release something. So even if it's a buggy mess, it's going to drop. And I mean, hopefully it's playable at least.
Yeah, I can easily see this being like a new state mobile situation
Mm,
where they release the game in a very rough spot, and then they just basically just 24/7 bug fixes, hot fixes, updates to address this issue or that issue, whatever it might be. And then, maybe 6 months down the line or whatever the amount of time is, like then it becomes a playable experience. But I definitely could see it following that same sort of path.
yeah, I'm watching some Warzone gameplay and like there's just I don't know. It's just so buggy, so buggy. But I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm a big Call of Duty fan. I will definitely check it out, and I'm hoping for the best. I would love to be playing this as well, but we'll have to wait and see.
I mean, the good thing though is that there are alternatives, Project
True.
Bloodstrike seems to be doing very well. Like every beta is better than the previous,
That is true.
and performance on top, it's running well on low end devices, it's running well on high end devices, and they don't seem to be delaying it or anything like that. So that's something for sure to look forward to.
Yeah, no, Bloodstrike. I believe dude, I think it's today. I think today was the last day of the Bloodstrike beta or alpha. Let me check the
Yeah.
announcements real quick. You see, closing notice on July 19th. Test will end July 19th. That's the last day. And then
Oh yeah.
test benefits to thank the strikers for the huge support and valuable feedback. The closed beta permanent limited rewards that are unlocked in this pass will be inherited to the account after the official server launch. So whatever you unlock, whatever you've earned, will roll over to the global release, which is freaking awesome.
That's sick. That's sick.
Yeah, I've
Yeah, I
been
mean, like it's I don't know. Warzone Mobile is in kind of like an iffy situation, but I am glad that Bloodstrike exists because there is a lot of similarities, but at the same time, Bloodstrike, is its own game. It does have some unique features that aren't found in Warzone. Um, but yeah, I genuinely think that Bloodstrike is probably going to end up being like one of the top first person shooters on mobile this year because it's doing everything right. It supports low end devices. It's great on high end devices. The gameplay's fun. Um, you know, it's from a company that knows how to make mobile games. Like they've been, on top for 10 years at this point. So it's
Yeah, the only thing that I would like to see this game do is flesh out their multiplayer a little bit more because
yeah.
I wasn't expecting them to introduce multiplayer, but it makes sense. And if they can just kind of flesh out the multiplayer maps a little bit more, have the, like, 3 lane map designs, some more unique designs, um, man, I can really see this, taking over when, Warzone Mobile maybe doesn't deliver for some people. Like this game will definitely like absorb those players, and I mean, I'm excited for Bloodstrike. I've been having a lot of fun playing it. It looks great on PC, by the way. I finally got to play the PC version, and
Yeah.
dude, it's beautiful. It's great.
I didn't get to try the PC version. I honestly I forgot that existed. But yeah,
Oh my
that's
god.
another thing they're doing too. That's another great thing that they're doing too is like they have a PC version, but at the same time, it can still run well on low end mobile devices too. That's kind of like I think a fear that a lot of people have with these crossplay games is that if it has a PC version, it's just going to be too demanding for low to mid range mobile devices. But that's something that they've figured out too because it runs well on pretty much everything. So it's another big win for it.
So I guess there will always be a place for a quote unquote, knockoff or a clone game.
Yeah, it's funny because I don't know. I feel like these knockoff games, like in some ways, are better than like the original. Like we're seeing like if you look 5 years ago, Tencent was on top, NetEase was on top, and we were asking for like more and more PC developers and console developers to come to mobile. And I feel
Mhm.
like it has not ended up how we thought it was going to be. And now people want more Tencent and more NetEase and stuff because they know how to make a mobile game. And like some
Yep.
of these other new developers are coming out, and it's like 3 years of beta tests, and then the
Yep.
game shuts down 4 months later, and like it's just like yeah, it's so funny how things like turned out.
So do we just chalk that up to those like Tencent, NetEase just being more experienced? They just have, it's
Oh,
just
100,
it's their DNA. It's what they do.
100%. Yeah, 100%. I think a lot of these like PC console developers, I think they didn't realize how complicated making a mobile game could be. And I think that's why so many of these games have gotten delayed. So many of these games have gotten canceled and things like, Battlefield Mobile, for example. I don't know why they gave it to Industrial Toys, a studio that has no experience making like AAA quality mobile games. Um, and you look at the games that are still around, the games that are still doing good, they're all from Tencent or they're all from NetEase or they're all from at least companies that have been making mobile games, and it's like it's a part of them and stuff. So yeah, I think they just really underestimated like making a mobile game, and I think a lot of them are kind of paying for it now.
It's not so easy, is it, EA and Activision?
Yeah, honestly, that EA Industrial Toys thing, it still pisses me off. Like to choose a developer that doesn't really have experience making like a big game like Battlefield, and to give them one of the biggest franchises on the planet and be like, go make a mobile game of it now, and then now like it's canceled, and now because I was so looking forward to Battlefield Mobile, like the idea of Battlefield Mobile, I should say.
Yeah.
But the end product that we got was like it felt like a fan project, if anything. Like it didn't feel really like Battlefield, and it just sucks. It sucks that these companies that are coming from PC and consoles, it sucks that they're not taking, I don't know. They're just not doing it correctly. Like they're
Yeah.
trying to do everything on their own. They don't know how to make mobile games, and then the consumer ends up being the one that loses.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. Are there like any? They're probably. I'm probably just not as well knowledged, but I'm trying to think of like a big, like American based like mobile developer, and I can't think of any like names that like really stand out. And I think that's where we're probably gonna have to start. Maybe I don't know. Maybe is there one? Like, can you think of anything?
I was gonna say, I don't know why. I was thinking that Supercell, like Clash of Clans and stuff. I thought they were based in NA, but I'm looking it up and they're actually from Finland. So
Oh
I'm
damn.
wrong on that. Yeah, but but yeah, I don't know. It doesn't. You're right. Like I can't really think off the top of my head of any like legit like qualified mobile dev studio that is from North America. Like
What about
it seems like we have all the PC ones and we have all the console ones,
right?
but when it comes to mobile games, yeah, no, it's not a really a thing here, I
Yeah,
think.
mobile is gonna probably be, probably hands down goes to China and their teams out
Yeah.
there. What about
I mean, there
Firefront? Is that an American based developer?
I think so. Yeah, yeah. I think they definitely are. They're definitely like an indie developer though. I think it's like a guy and like his dad and his brother. I think that's like the team.
Oh damn.
Yeah,
Okay.
they've made a few mobile games before that have been like pretty successful. Firefront's an interesting one because I definitely do. I'm really looking forward to now, especially that Battlefield Mobile is like gone, because that's pretty much the only thing that is gonna resemble like Battlefield, for Android and iOS. But at the same time, I don't know. I feel like this game is another one of those games that's been in like alpha, early access for
Mm-hmm.
like years at this point. And I get it, super small team. They probably don't have like, insane funding or anything like that. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see how this one turns out. Um,
Yeah, I see on the
one thing I
13th.
disagree.
Oh, oh, I was just gonna
One
say
thing I disagree with them. Oh, go ahead. Go
no, no.
ahead.
I,
Sorry,
I,
sorry,
I
sorry.
was just gonna point out that it looks like they're doing some internal early accesses pretty soon. It looks like they posted on the 13th, but
Oh, that's good. But yeah, because before you had to pay for their Patreon to get access, like early
that's
alpha
that's probably
access.
what this is. It's probably if you're paying for it, then you could probably get this access.
Yeah, I actually paid for it. I did it. I don't even remember for how long, but I was a part of their Patreon and I was in their alpha Discord server and all this stuff. And I don't know. I think the one thing that bothers me about this is how they've approached like content creation and videos and stuff. For people that don't know, they've like threatened to like copyright strike you if you upload any alpha gameplay of their game. And I don't know. It just sat weird with me because it was kind of like it was
Seen me
it,
before
it
on
was at the same
Josh.
time too that they were like really cocky about Firefront versus Battlefield Mobile.
Right.
And but at the same time I was kind of like, okay, you guys are like saying all this stuff on Twitter and everything, but at the same time you're not even letting us upload like our raw alpha gameplay of your game. And I don't know, it was just something that was super weird. I don't know if they've changed that policy since,
I think it's
but it
still
just
pretty
felt,
strict from what I've
yeah,
from
because
what I've seen from their Discord.
I haven't seen like people make videos of this game really because you literally can't use the gameplay you record, without getting a copyright strike, which is kind of crazy, especially when they're making you pay for early access in the first place. But I get it. They know that it's not, a finished product at this point. But if you're gonna be very cocky on Twitter and be like, this game has better graphics than any other FPS game on mobile at the moment and things like that, then it kind of feels weird to also be like, but you can't upload your gameplay of it.
Do you think they'll get mad if I use this guy's face as a thumbnail?
I don't think so. I From the interactions that I've had with him, he doesn't seem like that type.
Okay. But you mentioned that you got to play it. Is it really it what from your experiences? I haven't played it, and I've barely seen any gameplay of it because they're so strict with it.
uh
What do you think? Is it good?
yeah. I've only played it a handful of times, and I want to preface this by saying it was an early alpha access like version of it and stuff. But that being said, it was horrible. Uh, because
No.
because I had a couple separate instances where I tried it, and keep in mind I'm on iOS. Maybe Android didn't have these issues, but on iOS, it was like the whole like when textures are missing in a game and it's just like bright purple or whatever,
Oh.
that was the entire floor, that was the entire like building thing. Like I
Mm,
just had missing textures. The frame rate was horrible, even though I'm on an
mm.
iPhone 13 Pro. But this was like at the very least, this was probably like a year ago. I have not played any of the recent alpha versions or anything like that. So I don't know if it's improved. I do know that when they show gameplay, it always looks okay, but I don't know what device they're doing this on. I don't know if it's on Android or iOS. I don't know if the issues that I had were, specifically on like one map and maybe another map is okay. Like I don't really know, but my experience was not good.
Do you think that's why they're so secretive with or strict with the content?
100%. 100%.
Uh,
I think they cherry pick good content, like they cherry pick good screenshots, good clips and things like that. Um and I think the reason why they're so strict with like the raw gameplay stuff is because there would obviously be a ton of issues showcased if they just allowed you to, go and play immediately and stuff. I think they're very strategic with that, and that's why they've been the way they've been. Um, but yeah,
yeah,
but
'cause-
I still think it has a lot of potential, and I still am looking
yeah,
forward to it because there's nothing else like Battlefield on mobile now on the horizon other than this.
yeah.
So
Yeah, I'm looking
mhm.
at these images just from these few images that I have right here in front of me. Again, probably cherry picked images, but like this image
No,
with the looks like a tank turret with like night vision, and you have thermal heat signatures on the bodies. It
yeah,
looks great, and then in the next image, there's like, it looks very realistic. It looks like Battlefield 3. The windows are
yeah.
shattered. There's great lighting. The trees, they look good. The grass looks good enough. Everything looks very good. But I can imagine this probably runs at like 10 FPS.
Yeah, you can tell too because some of these screenshots you can see they have their FPS counter on, or like some of the videos they have the FPS counter on, but then some of the screenshots it's conveniently turned off, you know?
Mm.
So it's things like that. They're 100% cherry picking what images get shared, what clips get shared and stuff like that. But I get it because at the same time the mobile community can be like very um judgmental. If a game, even if it's an alpha, even if it's in beta, it doesn't matter. They can be very judgmental of a game's like current version. And if it's not perfect and stuff, like they'll just, talk crap about it and stuff. So I can understand why they're doing it. But at the same time, I do think if you're gonna be cocky on Twitter and say that your game's like the best graphics on any FPS game and stuff like that, which is
Right.
something they have said by the way. Um, that's when I'm like, okay, well then let us prove it. Let us, record our own gameplay. Let us use our own images and don't copyright strike us for using it.
Well, I think just based off like graphics alone, like as far as like textures and lighting and some of the modeling looks great, but like in this clip that I'm watching
Yeah, yeah,
here, like this wall doesn't even connect on the bottom left hand side with the ground. There's
yeah,
random objects, like random
just
geometry
floating.
just floating in the air. And it's like, bro, what is this?
You can tell too that the second the missile hits the wall and there's that explosion, the frame rate dips like crazy. Like I don't know if you're seeing it, but it immediately
Mm.
dips. So
Oh, right. Like right where the collision
yeah,
is, it just really slows down.
yeah. I
I
mean, but
mean,
this is what you expect of an alpha game, of
yeah,
course,
for an alpha,
But
definitely, yeah.
yeah,
But an alpha in like what?
that's
It's 3 years of development now, or whatever it's been.
yeah, it's been a while. It
Oh
used to
boy.
be called I think it was like Project Gamma or something like that for like a long time, and then they changed it to Firefront Mobile or whatever. But yeah, it's been a while that this game has been in development, but I hope it ends up great. I hope they get the funding they need. I hope this game ends up being like the true Battlefield experience on mobile because like I already said a couple times, like there's nothing else on the horizon right now. So
Yeah. I would have loved to have something like this. I mean, hopefully, it just they can hammer it out. I mean, just 3 devs alone, though, from what it sounds like, right? You said as a father and brother,
that
and
that yeah, that's what I've heard. I don't know if they've like used the Patreon funds or like the funds from their previous games to like outsource anything or hire more people or anything like that. But from what I've heard, yeah, they're like a small team of just like a dad and his two sons or something like that.
Yeah.
I think Joshua, the guy that you showed, I think he's like the face of it, and then it's like his dad and like his brother or something like that. I don't know. I mean, it looks pretty decent when it's working. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I mean, I would like, dude, helicopter gameplay. Like, wow, this looks
yeah, that,
good.
yeah. Like I'm watching the clip and I'm like, hell yeah, I'd play this. You know,
Hell yeah,
but
100%. Imagine.
I couldn't even get to the helicopter when I tried to play it though. My game was I forgot to mention too, like I was literally falling through the floor. So
Oh my
I
god.
fell through the floor and then I couldn't get out. Like I tried to kill myself with like a grenade or something. It didn't work. And it was it was just like a weird experience when I tried it out on my iPhone.
Yeah, I can see the sky disappears in this one. The sky just turns
Yeah.
black. Yeah, it looks rough, but there's definitely some elements here that look fun as hell. Imagine having like your 4-man
Oh yeah.
squad, and it's like, I'm gonna pick you up in this chopper, boys. You know what I mean?
You know, that's one thing that I'm surprised COD Mobile never did because remember in Modern Warfare 2019 they introduced the ground war mode,
Mm-hmm.
and that was basically like Battlefield but in Call of Duty. Like I played that mode so much in Modern Warfare 2019 because it reminded me so much of Battlefield. And I'm surprised they never like really truly brought that to COD Mobile because I mean there's already helicopters, there's already tanks, there's already normal vehicles. You know, you could easily make the map set in like a BR map or something. But yeah, I would have loved to seen that in COD Mobile, like a huge 32v32 or something, and see their take on it.
Yeah, COD Mobile recently released a little mode where it was essentially like the ground war mode with like capture points. They took a section of the battle royale map, and then you have to like capture
Oh,
separate points in battle royale, and you can use the attack helicopters. But the thing though is that it just runs so poor. Like it just, I think it was only like
oh no.
12v12 or something like that, or 10v10, but it just runs so bad, and it's just the visibility's not there. But I mean, I can at least say they tried, but
Yeah,
it's not a mode
uh,
when you start playing it. You're like, yeah, no, I'm not. This doesn't feel right. It just
it
doesn't.
probably wasn't like the game itself was probably just not designed to handle that much stuff going on at once.
Yeah, because they had the tanks, they had Goliaths, they had the helicopters, the capture points. Plus, you had all your
Oh
abilities, so it was just like complete mayhem. But it was, I mean, at least they tried.
yeah, it probably works in battle royale because the map is so big. Not everything is taking place, you know, in this same small little section. But yeah,
And
those jeans.
yeah. So going back to my favorite content creator, Jaboosle asked, "Is the Steam Deck a mobile device?" And I said, 100%. You just gotta carry them in these jeans, though.
Yeah, I've seen so many people have this. Honestly, this was mostly like a troll tweet, but I've seen so many people have this discussion of like what is mobile, because to some people it means Android or iOS only. But then to some other people, not all iOS devices count because they don't consider iPads like a mobile device. So it's weird. Some people, I think, they interpret mobile as purely like phones only. But at the same time, if you look at the definition of mobile, it's like something you can take with you, you know, something that's like it's portable basically. And at that point, you know, the Steam Deck should count, right? Like it's a portable device, it runs off a battery, you know, it doesn't necessarily need to be plugged in or have a TV or anything like that. So technically it is a mobile device, like in the same way that an iPad is, or in the same way that a you know, Nintendo Switch is or something. I don't know.
And probably the best mobile device in a sense. It can run anything.
Yeah.
Modern Warfare 2, Elden Ring, and
Absolutely, dude. It's crazy that like this thing it literally plays like Cyberpunk, and it literally plays Elden Ring, and it plays, you know, Red Dead Redemption 2 at like decent visual settings, you know, 30 FPS minimum and stuff, and it does it all as a portable device for like $400.
that's a
You know,
win.
like it's crazy.
What's the
Yeah,
battery
it's
life on
crazy.
this? What do you get, like a few hours?
So it depends. For example, Elden Ring, the way I have it set up, it's mostly like medium settings. And with that, I can easily get 3 hours on Elden Ring, which is pretty crazy in my opinion. But in some games there's pretty much nothing you can do, like they're just too demanding, and in those
Mm.
cases you might only get like an hour and a half to like an hour 45. So a game like that, for example, would be like Cyberpunk. Like you can lower the settings as much as you want, you can try to do whatever it is, but it's just such a big demanding game that like it's gonna use up all your power in like an hour and a half.
Can
um
you? I'm assuming you can play plugged into the wall, right?
Oh yeah. It has, you can charge while playing. So if you're like 50% and then you start playing, it'll charge your battery at the same time while you're playing. And if you're near full, then it'll do this thing like this charge separation thing. So it won't even run off your battery when you're plugged in. It'll just run directly from the power source so that it saves like your actual battery health. So
Right.
it's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's dope. Is there a I'm assuming there's a way that you could probably cast, let's say, to like a TV or a bigger monitor.
Yeah. So it has like a normal USB-C connection. So for example, right now, that's what I'm using to like, do this whole thing. Like it's a computer. So I have it connected to a dock, and that dock has HDMI. It's got, like three USB ports. It's got Ethernet. Like all of that stuff is connected to my Steam Deck through one single USB connection. So
Wow.
right now, yeah, right now my Steam Deck is displaying to my monitor. It's also displaying on the Steam Deck screen. I've got my mouse plugged in, my keyboard plugged in. I've got an Ethernet port plugged in. I've got headphones plugged in. Like everything is connected through that one little USB-C port.
Is that all the connections that it has? Is it the one USB-C?
Yeah, it has the one USB-C, and then it has a headphone jack, but that's it.
Damn.
Yeah.
That is an impressive machine, bro.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like it's
And
people see it and they only see a console, but it's literally a computer. Like I you can have Windows 10 or 11 on it if you want. You can have full-fledged Linux if you want. Like it's a computer. It can
and
do
these
anything a
these
normal computer
start at
does.
around $300 to $500, or
Yeah, the cheapest one is 400. It's like 399, so
it's
400.
cheaper than an
Um
iPad, cheaper than
yeah,
most Android phones.
even the most expensive premium version, it comes with like a matte screen or something like that, and it has a 500 gig SSD. That's the most expensive version, and even that it's like 650, which is still like $400 cheaper than an iPad Pro.
Wow. And these little
Yeah.
like square things like underneath the joysticks, those are like touch controls?
They're trackpads. So it's a trackpad in the same way that like your laptop has a trackpad. Like it just makes it so that it's easier to navigate the desktop, because it has two modes. What you're seeing in the screenshot is game mode, and it's like a console. It's like a console like UI, and you use the physical controls to navigate it. But you can also boot it into desktop mode, and that is like the full-fledged desktop. And that's where the trackpads come in, and they're really helpful because it lets you basically use the Steam Deck like you would.
Sorry about that. The music kind of played a little loud.
No worries, no worries. But yeah, it's dope. Honestly, it's like one of my favorite devices.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. There's so little that I knew about the Steam Deck. It just doesn't,
Yeah.
because I'm like, I've always, I have the dude. I already got enough devices as it is. So I got like my phone, I got the PS5, I got the Switch, I got my laptop, and you know, so
Yeah.
looking at this, oh my god, why does the volume go up so high? So yeah, just looking at the Steam Deck in my mind, it almost seems like, you know, there's so little that I know about it that in a sense it
Yeah.
almost just comes across as like, oh, another gaming handheld thingy like a Switch or
Yeah.
whatever, but it's a lot more. It is so much more. It's a computer in the palm of your hands, and it has, controller, traditional controller inputs. You have a D-pad, thumbsticks, trackpads to help you with the PC desktop version, and it's priced
Yeah.
cheaper than. And wait a minute, is the screen itself touch?
Yep.
Oh
Yep. It's
my
touchscreen.
god. Oh my god. It's Bro, it's
That
OP.
that that image right there, that dock, that's very similar to what I have. So you can see it plugs in on the top. That's where the USB-C connection is.
Uh-huh.
And then it basically will add all that functionality. You can charge it at the same time. You can do HDMI out. You can plug in like a bunch of USBs if you want. You can plug in Ethernet. Like it'll literally add all that functionality to the Steam Deck. Like
Oh,
it's basically like a
wow.
Nintendo Switch dock, but the Switch dock has like a couple USB ports and like that's it.
Right.
And with this, you can do whatever it is that you want. That's kind of like how my setup looks similarly to this one right here. I have my Steam Deck docked to the right of me, and then I have like a big 27-inch monitor that it's docked to, and I just do everything on the monitor.
That is sick, dude.
Yeah.
That is so dope. It
Yeah,
is
it's
this
it's great. I literally use it as my primary computer. Like it does everything that I need it to. If I want a handheld that plays like PS2 games, it does that. If I want to play Cyberpunk portably, it does that. And if I need to dock to a monitor and do some work, like send emails or something like that, like it does that too. Like
how are the sales on
it's
it?
great.
Is it considered a success, at least like sales wise?
I think so. Yeah, I think like maybe like 4 months ago or something, they announced that they had already sold like 1 million units or something, which is pretty crazy for a brand new product that a company has never made before. Um, and so at this point, I don't know how much the sales have been, but they've been slowly adding more regions too, because that was the thing. Like North America got it pretty early, but like I think Japan just got it recently, and like um a bunch of other regions that didn't have it before, they're barely getting it now. So like sales, ramp up and stuff. I know here in the US, actually, GameStop just announced that they're going to be selling Steam Decks now. Like
Oh,
they're going to
wow.
allow you, yeah, they're going to allow you to trade in your Steam Deck for like money, like they do other consoles, and they'll be selling used Steam Decks. So that's going to be sick.
Oh, okay. That's dope. Yeah, I mean, I see people using them to like to run emulators. They're playing like Mario on there. Um,
Yeah.
do you
It's crazy because it has more Nintendo games than the Nintendo Switch. Like it can literally play every single generation of Nintendo games, including Switch games. It's powerful enough that you can emulate Switch games on it. Personally, I still like to buy my Switch games because I like to have like physical copies, but it's crazy that like this is such a all-in-one device where it plays PC games, any console that you want to think of, except like the new ones like the PS4, PS5, all that stuff. Um, and then at the same time, like you could just use it like a computer. You can video edit on it if you want. You could photo edit. I use it to when I do live stream. That's what's powering my live stream. Like I have OBS on it and stuff. So
Man, that's super dope. I saw Asus had released something recently too. Asus, they released like their
the
own
Ally,
version, the
yeah,
Ally. I remember they were teasing this like
yeah.
on, was it April 1st, and people thought it was a joke, and then it's like it's real.
Yeah, it's pretty much the same thing as the Steam Deck. It's just running Windows. The Steam Deck by default has like its own custom operating system. But yeah, it pretty much does the same thing. It's a super powerful PC handheld. You can emulate pretty much anything on it. You can use it like a full-fledged Windows PC if you want, or you can just use it as a dedicated handheld. Yeah, it's crazy. And it is more powerful than the Steam Deck.
No way.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's I think it's a little bit more expensive, and there's like a known issue right now where it gets kind of hot. So
Mm,
people have reported that their SD cards are actually like overheating in it because of how hot the system gets.
mm.
But um, but
And
besides that, yeah, it's pretty much the same thing as the Steam Deck.
what you mentioned this was more powerful. Where does the power come from? Do these have like mobile like laptop processors inside of these? Is that what's running these?
Yeah, from what I understand, they pretty much are using the Steam Deck has a custom AMD processor, so I don't think it's found in any other like laptops or anything, but it's basically a laptop processor in there. This one here, the Ally, it's using a custom AMD processor. It will probably be found in other devices eventually, like laptops or whatever. But yeah, these are basically like low to mid range gaming laptops, I guess you could say, like folded into a handheld essentially. Like
Yeah.
they're using the same type of RAM that a laptop would use. They use the same type of SSDs. They just happen to be in a handheld format instead of a laptop.
Yeah, the device looks pretty nice too. I like the design. Just
Yeah,
more
that one's cool because they actually partnered with Best Buy, so you can buy these at Best Buy. Like they have like demo units out for you to like try it out. The Steam Deck right now, I don't think GameStop has been selling them yet, but that's like happening. But right now, the only way you get them is by ordering it from Steam. But these, you can literally go into a Best Buy and like play with them, try it out, and then buy it there. You know, which is pretty cool.
damn. We're starting to enter a well, I was gonna say we're gonna enter a new generation of gaming, but I mean mobile gaming as far as like this kind of like form factor. This kind of reminds me of like the
Mhm.
old like the Sega what was that damn thing called? Sega Game Gear. You know, they were kind of
Yeah,
long.
yeah,
Even the PS Vita, the PS Vita I think was ahead of its time. It was doing so much. Um
absolutely.
and it looks like there might be maybe not a new age of gaming, but maybe a resurgence of these like top end, these form factors where
Yeah.
it's got like a traditional controller setup, these big screens, graphical processors and all that. And, just to me, the big selling point is like this flexibility of being able to, do like everything a PC can essentially. It's damn,
Yeah.
what a machine.
I'm hoping that these I'm hoping that these handhelds kind of not only push the PC handheld market forward, obviously, but I hope that it kind of has like a little residual effect on mobile though, because if we're gonna be spending $650 for like the newest Red Magic phone or whatever to play mobile games, like that
Right.
$650 can buy a Steam Deck. It can buy an ROG Ally. So, you know, and if these devices can play Cyberpunk and Red Dead 2 and all this stuff, like I hope that we can, have these like legitimate PC console quality games on mobile, because if we're going to be spending that amount of money, like I might as well just get a Steam Deck then. Cuz, do I spend 1,000 on an iPad Pro to play PUBG Mobile, or do I spend 700 to get an ROG Ally and then now I can play literally any PC game I want, you know?
Yeah, I think probably I think there will always be a need. Well, let me put it this way. Probably what keeps the pricing competitive on like these out like the ROG Ally and the Steam Deck is that they don't have some of the features that most mobile like devices have. Let's say for example an iPad, they kind of stress like the cameras a lot, or the iPhones, they always
Yeah.
stress the cameras, and a lot of I would say the markup for these devices goes into things like the cameras, the software to run the camera. But a lot of these gaming like the ROG and the Steam Deck, they don't have. I'm assuming they don't have any kind of built-in cameras or anything like that, right?
No, they don't. But at the same time, since it's a computer, you can plug in a webcam and now you have a camera.
That's true, Jab. Oh man,
That
you need to get
that's the thing.
sponsored by the damn Steam Deck, boy.
That's yeah, like that's the thing. They're computers, so like it's kind of hard to justify the cost of an iPad when this thing can do pretty much everything that can do except for being a tablet, because like that's the one thing that it won't be replicatable is like the form factor of an iPad, right? But but at the same time, if you're thinking like, should I drop $1,000 on an iPad Pro to video edit? Well, then you can do that on the Ally or the Steam Deck for way cheaper. Or if it's for playing games, of course these things do that too. So I don't know. It's kind of it. I feel like the Steam Deck genuinely has sort of changed my perspective on like spending a crazy amount of money for a mobile gaming device, because I just look back at it like that. Like I'm like, damn, this is the cost of a Steam Deck and it does way more. Or it does things better than the mobile device. But I don't know. I think I still think they can coexist though. I just want to be clear about that.
Yeah, yeah. Damn, Jab. Yeah, you need 100% need a sponsorship.
I would
Um,
love that.
I mean, dude, you're so Jab. Can I say you are so knowledgeable, dude? Everything that I brought up, you knew so much, bro. You're like definitely that guy, bro. You're that guy, dude.
I spend too much time on the internet.
Well, hey, you know what though? It's you're dedicated to your craft, you know? That's why you are,
Yeah.
so successful and reputable. I would probably say that's probably one of the most important things is your reputation, man. Reputable.
Yep,
You
for
know what you're
sure.
talking about. When something is, you know, not confirmed or whatever it may be, you always clear those things up, and you have some of the best takes. And man, you're that guy. You're that guy. If anybody out there is watching and you haven't checked out Jaboozle, you have to check out Jaboozle. Check out his second channel, Xeno Jab. Follow him on Twitter so you can see him fight old fossil guys.
Honestly, that was so much fun. I'm not even gonna lie.
Yeah, bro. I don't even want to mention him because he's already got enough. This man already got enough attention for a week, I think.
Yeah, it'd be like beating a dead horse. It's
Yeah, it is what it is. He whose
uh,
name should not be spoken.
yeah, and I just want to say too, if any of you guys are watching this on my channel, if you haven't checked out AB, definitely check him out. I mean it when I say that I genuinely think he's one of the most organic and one of the best content creators right now in the mobile scene, and one of the funnest guys. Great Call of Duty mobile content. Even if you don't play Call of Duty mobile that often, like it's still so fun to watch, so fun to participate. So definitely check him out.
Appreciate that, Jab. Well, my man, I think we had a fantastic first episode. I think we covered damn near the entire mobile gaming landscape at the moment.
Definitely.
And yeah, we covered everything today, guys, from the current landscape to upcoming games to some disappointments to what's to look forward to, and is the Steam Deck. We covered it all today. I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. Again, huge shout out to Jaboozle. I love this guy. Appreciate him.
Love you too, man. Thank you.
And Jab, I think that's it. Unless there was anything else you wanted to bring up, did we miss anything?
No, I think we pretty much covered every single thing. Went on for a while, and I think yeah, we covered a lot of good topics.
Nice.
Yep.
So again, this recording of this podcast episode will be uploaded to both of our channels. I'll upload a version from my perspective on my channel. Jab will be uploading his to his channel, and yeah, I hope you guys enjoy it. Hopefully you'll check out both of our channels if you're listening. And thank you guys so much for all the love and support. Jab is on the road to 25,000 subs. I'm trying to get to 10K before the end of the year, and
Oh yeah.
it's been a hell of a ride. And my broski Jaboozle has always been there, super supportive, and I appreciate you, bro. And I think that's gonna be it for me. Anything else, brother?
No, pretty much. If you guys haven't checked out AB, check him out for sure. Like he said, he's on the road to 10K. I'm on the road to 25K. We're both just trying to grind it out, and yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this, and let us know in the comments if you want to see more of it. But yeah, I think that wraps up everything, man.
Awesome. All right, guys. I'll see you guys in the next one. Stay safe, stay strong, stay healthy. Jab.
Bye.